My name is Akhila Chandrasekhar, and I head the CPA academic team here at Miles Education. And today it gives me great pleasure in hosting this amazing CPA awareness webinar, one of its kind.
I think all of us here in India, are really excited and grateful, to all of you for getting the CPA exams to India early last year. It's been a great run. We've seen a lot of candidates, excited about the program now. Given the travel formalities are out, the hassles are out, and despite the pandemic and all the difficult times we've been through, we saw a huge increase in professionals, accounting and finance professionals in India trying to pursue the CPA qualification. With exams in India, there's been a huge amount of flexibility. Miles, we started 10 years back, so it's been a decade-long journey. We started with CPA as a flagship program. We're the largest in the country, and we really proud that we are able to contribute to helping finance and accounting folks in India.
We are delighted to join you this evening. I know it's this evening for you. It's morning for us, but we're very happy to be with you today, and hopefully we can share some information that will be new to you, that will be insightful, and will help you as you're considering looking at the U.S. CPA as a license and considering taking the U.S. CPA examination in India. Just to recap again, I'm Colleen Conrad. I'm with NASBA. And in the United States, you apply to a state board of accountancy. It's a state-based or a jurisdiction-based license. And so you have to select a jurisdiction in which to become licensed. And so the boards of accountancy is really the body, those are the bodies that are granting a U.S. CPA license. AICPA, as I mentioned, the American Institute of Certified Public Accountants, develops and scores the examination. They make sure that it's legally defensible and psychometrically appropriate. And so they are the ones who write the examination itself and score it. NASBA, the National Association of State Boards of Accountancy, where I work and where Pat Hartman works and where Kyle Barrier works, we are the association at the national level for these boards of accountancy. And so we are there to support them. And many of the states that you apply to take the US CPA exam in, you're actually working with NASBA. We are the back office providing the services to handle applications and sometimes licensure for the state boards. And then Prometric, not really represented on this call, but very important, is the test center company that we use throughout the world to give the US CPA exam. The US CPA exam is given in test centers. It's computerized. It is continuing, you can schedule and go test when you're ready to test.
So you're going to hear this a lot. The exam is different than licensure. You want to obtain the licensure. The license, CPA license, is your end goal. So keep that in mind as we go through the eligibility and requirements. There are 55 jurisdictions. The education typically is 150 hours, with 24 hours in accounting above introductory level and 24 in business. It does vary what courses are acceptable. A lot of states may not be international, as open to international students as some other ones, so we want to talk about that. You can sit for the exam with 120 in a lot of states, but 150 hours is required for licensure. The experience, again, can vary, but typically 1 year of experience, usually under the supervision of a licensed CPA. Doesn't necessarily have to be an audit. You can be in education. It can be there's several different ones. You're going to have to make sure that you understand the rules of the jurisdiction in which you're applying. The ethics is a component that not everyone does. The majority of them have moved toward a requirement, either an exam or a course in ethics. And of course, a uniform CPA exam. So the exam process, again, it seems like it's very simple. You're going to submit your application. We're going to determine your eligibility. You're going to schedule your exam, and then you're going to write your exam and get a score. So every state or jurisdiction requires that education earned outside the U.S. go through an international evaluation service. We have to have your foreign credentials to determine if they're equal to U.S. standards. That's a pretty simple step. You're going to submit your foreign credentials to us. We'll go through an initial documentation check. make sure you have all the documents we need. You're going to be evaluated by that. We're going to basically confirm that it's an authentic document, going to do some research and conversion, and then we're going to send a specialized report to that state board and to you. So after you apply for the international report, your documents are going to be sent to NIES. The requirements are very simple. We want an annual or semester mark sheet because that generally shows us more detail, includes all the courses and attempts. We want the degree certificate, and that should be the convocation certificate. However, if you've recently completed the final exams within 2 years of your application to us, then a provisional degree certificate could also be accepted. The university must also issue and attest the degree certificate. However, an autonomous college can issue the marks and transcripts, but affiliated colleges are not permitted to issue the transcripts or mark sheets. The 3-year Indian bachelor degree is not really considered equivalent to a full 4-year bachelor degree here in the U.S. To qualify for the CPA exam in general, you would also have to have education that meets the following 3-year degrees, such as a postgraduate diploma, master's degree, or a chartered accountant. But it depends the track concluding in final examinations, just not a chartered accountant. It has to be the track concluding in final examinations. The ultimate goal should be CPA licensure, as I said earlier, and to obtain the overall 150 that is necessary. This is typically a 5-year process, 5 years of full higher education for you guys. So think 12 plus 3 plus 2 is the way you can think of it from that way. Again, I cannot tell you this often enough. The requirements vary across states. So especially when it pertains to education, you can sit with 120 in most states. You need 150 for licensure. So we have a service. It's the Accountant Licensing Library. It's a reference to compare all the requirements. It is there is a charge for it. I think I honestly don't know what it. Oh, right there, $10 for 1-day access if you're not sure what state you want to go to. We will tell you that there are more internationally friendly jurisdictions based on certain requirements. But there's different ways that you can get experience, and under whether it's through education. Many states require that you work directly for a U.S. CPA and have that person sign off on it.
When we launched in India last year, we were testing in windows and only testing in certain months. But we have extended our testing in India to continuous testing. So pretty much if the Prometric Test Center is open and their servers are up and running and they have staff, which is close to 99 to 100% of the time, we will be administering the exam in India. So to test in an international location, you first need to select a U.S. jurisdiction, as Pat outlined. Contact the Board of Accountancy in that jurisdiction, or in some cases it may be NASBA, to secure the application materials, submit the application and the fees, and then once approved, you can select the Prometric Test Center, and then you're able to schedule to test. So what's the outlook in India? I think that's my area too, right? Yep. So, again, here's the 8 major cities where we're currently testing in India on the right. We're very excited to be testing there. I've had numerous conversations with major U.S. accounting firms that have operations in India. They want to hire not only chartered accountants, but also CPAs. So the U.S. CPA is a professional license. You are licensed by a state within the United States. And by holding that license, it indicates that you've met all the education, exam, and experience requirements, to hold out as a licensed CPA. We're part of the Global Accounting Alliance, which is, over 600,000 accountants worldwide. And it does not allow you to, say, sign an audit in India. I don't believe it gives you rights and responsibilities in India, but definitely is recognized in the U.S. And since there's so much work being done in India for U.S. companies and for U.S. accounting firms, I think that's where the benefit comes in. So, perhaps, again, it's complementary. We're not saying secure the U.S. CPA over the chartered accountant. Perhaps consider doing both.
A NASBA AICPA joint initiative that's really come about because we want to ensure that the CPA licensure model is reflective of the skills and knowledge of a newly licensed CPA, but taking into account that we're working in an increasingly technology-driven marketplace. And the model is effectively that candidates will be required to pass 3 core exams: accounting, audit, and taxation. So they're really remaining the foundation of the license. You have to be strong in them, but they're also bringing in recognition of the fact that technology is having a huge impact. So you will see technology throughout each of those core exams. And then with that, you will pick a discipline that you want to take. So tax compliance and planning, business analysis and reporting, or information systems and controls.
Directly, here are websites where you can find information for all 3 parties, AICPA, NASBA, and Prometric. This Way to CPA is a site sponsored by AICPA that has a lot of good basic information in it, and talks about the value proposition for becoming a US CPA, but also some of the other information also. Prometric, if you are in the process of testing, don't hesitate to go to their site for COVID type updates. They provide information about what it's like testing in test centers and what their protocols are at this point. AICPA also, we all are, but AICPA is on LinkedIn, has a CPA candidate group that you can join, and they do podcasts and things too, where you can also learn more. They have a sample test. Don't hesitate to go to their website where you can go out and kind of, kick the tires on what the exam looks like. That would be something that could be valuable for you too.